Well, hello guys, welcome back. A more serious topic this time. I had a nightmare last night, and in the nightmare my father had come back, but he looked strange. And I was walking through the hospital where he died, and he took me into a room, and he seemed angry or frustrated. He said, You're gonna teach in here." And I think he meant you're gonna teach about this, but by the time he died, he was talking funny. And I said, I can't be a teacher. I don't know anything about medicine. I don't know what you want me to teach. And he insisted, and I was terrified because I was going to be trapped in this room for all eternity teaching. And I'm like, I don't know anything. And there were adults starting to come into the room, and I guess I was going to teach them. And I woke up and I was obviously really upset. So my morning jog did not go well, and the day was kind of blah, even though I got to talk to my friend, and I put the oatmeal bake away for the other friend. The day was kind of blah, and I turned it around. I forcibly turned it around because I got so upset. I went in and laid down, and I'm like, I'm not going to become like that. A lot of people in my family just lay down for hours and hours and hours, and I was very sleepy, so I did get a little bit of a nap. But I'm like, I'm not going to lay here all day. So I forced myself to get up and turn the day around. But then the more I thought of it, I thought that wasn't my father, that was Loki coming in. And I realized Loki wanted me to teach, and forgive me if this is too timely, but it feels timely, about that room. Now, I don't know if all hospitals have these or if all hospitals do it the same, but for us, the experience went like this. My father had died at home. I'd seen his spirit leave. It seemed like someone took him off. And my mom and I both knew he was dead. Unfortunately, you have to call the ambulance, and when we called the ambulance, they insisted on trying to revive him. Apparently it was procedure. I don't know. Because he hadn't signed a paper, it was procedure. So they tried to resuscitate him, and they got him resuscitated. But you could tell no lights were on and nobody was home. Still, we had to go through that, and I don't even remember how we got to the hospital. And they have you go and wait, and you wait in this waiting room, and you wait forever and ever and ever as they try to save the person's life. And then a doctor comes in and says, I need you to come to this room. And you know why you're going to this room, and they take you into this room with this furniture that's supposed to make you feel better, and these lamps, and it's a quiet room, and there's a Bible, and there's a box of Kleenex, and they tell you the person died, and they tell you how they died, and the doctor actually looked shaken up and upset, and he said, if it's regular doctor's here, would you like to see him? And we were like, no, they can't do anything now. And the doctor was truly sorry. I think it more upset us that the doctor was crying than, that what had happened, because we were ready for some time to come. And the doctor said, I'm sorry, as horrible as this is to have to tell you, you have to wait here because of all the stuff we tried. We have to clean up the body. And we were like, okay, that's fair. He said, we do it because it usually upsets people more to see them with all the tubes and everything. So you have to wait in there. And the doctor's like, do you need to call anybody? And stuff like that. And all this horrific stuff that passes like a blur. And then you go in and you see the body and you make your goodbyes and you go home. And the world expects you from the moment you get home to keep going on with life without a pause. The world does not, much to our shock, we were actually shocked by this. The world doesn't give you breathing room. The world hadn't given my father breathing room when he got cancer. He still had to go to work and do all this other fun stuff. The world doesn't give you breathing room when somebody dies. The world's like, nah, you still got bills to pay, you still got all this other stuff to do. So that was quite the shock to us, because it's something we never teach in school, and we should. We had death and dying in college, and I elected to take it because, we knew for a long time, we knew actually for a decade with the various medical stuff he had that my father was going to die. But it doesn't teach you like real life experience teaches you. That's kind of sad if you take that course, but real life is like a punch in the gut. And we had a lot of signs, a lot of spiritual signs after he died, but we were conflicted because remember, he was a horribly violent and abusive man, and then he would be really sweet and kind, and then he'd be horribly abusive, and he was like that right up until the end. He would switch from hot to cold. You never knew what you were going to get. And so we were both comforted, but we were scared too. We were like halfway scared it was going to come back because he was not a nice man a lot of the time. And so we went through that. And I'm like, why would Loki want me to teach you about that? And I guess because it shows you can get knocked down by life. You can really get knocked down. And you can get back up. My mother unfortunately didn't make it. I swear to this day that she probably developed cancer around the time he was going through treatment, but she went within 2 years. I'm the only one left standing, and I think partially because I'm the only one that could survive in this, messed up world and not be having a mental breakdown. My parents would have never made it. And I saw, there was a shooting at this, God, what was it this time? Hospital or something? I don't know. And I'm like, I'm the only one left because I'm the only one that can make it. But I guess the lesson he wanted you to learn, if there's any lesson, is that, like I said, you can get knocked down by life. You can get really thrown around by life, but you will get up. And I can't tell you what day it goes from you miss these people terribly to it's okay to it's your normal. And it's actually your everyday life and you're used to it. It's been about 7 years for my mom, 9 years for my dad. So you just, at some point in your life, if you're blessed, I don't want to say get over it, but you accept it. You know they're dead and you know they're not coming back. To this day, to tell you the truth, sometimes I will hear cars drive by and it will sound like their make and model. And it will sound like a car pulls in the driveway and and I know they're not coming back. I wouldn't want them back in the condition they would be in now. It's been a while. I love them, but I don't need to see them like that. Especially my poor mom. She was cremated. That would be a terribly awkward conversation. And you get over it. And you become a stronger person. I had to learn to adult very fast. I had to learn to pay medical bills. I had to learn to do all this stuff that my parents would purposely not let me know. Because they would never let me know. Even as a grown-ass woman, they wouldn't let me know what was going on financially. And I had to learn to spin straw into gold financially, and somehow damned if I didn't do it. A lot of it was the luck and blessing of Loki. It certainly was. So I hope and I pray that's not extremely too timely for one of you, because it is hard to go through a loss, and your gods can make it better, but I'm not going to lie to you and say you're going to be skipping through a field tomorrow unless they give you some wonderful drugs. Once that shock hits you and you get a feeling of euphoria, just ride it, man, because that's the best you're going to feel for a long time. But you will get through it. You will get better. I hope and pray to the gods this was just one of those weird Loki things, and none of you need that lesson right now. But, it seemed to be the lesson he brought up. Because I had been thinking of if I had nightmares the last 2 nights in a row. The werewolf nightmare wasn't bad, but this was like a nightmare. I thought, they're really not going to like me recreating Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, and I'm really going to have a nightmare. Did you know blue jays will eat human beings? So will pigeons. Oh my god, I hope none of you are afraid of birds. This was in VR. They updated the game, and now it doesn't save stuff unless you try to save it. And it's great because I can create chaos, destroy a world, go out, go back in, and start all over again. It's like the humans never gotten eaten. So it's kind of fun. You can do it over and over again. And I try to work with the humans, but the humans are just stupid. They're blessed with stupidity. And they all have names, and if you don't use the proper name, they won't listen to you. They get damn sassy. So I ended up going back to Fox Island, and I taught the foxes to drink wine, but I didn't save that, so they don't really know it. And I had the palm trees make steaks. And steaks, beautiful thick steaks, were falling out of the palm trees, and I taught the foxes to eat steaks. So I'd say we had a good time. Those foxes, sometimes they're smart as a whip, and sometimes they're not. And the boxes are named crates, by the way. The one is alive and refuses to not be alive. I tried to give him a companion, but the companion moved around a little bit and then just stopped moving. So apparently there's only one magical crate in the world that runs around and eats hot dogs, because I was like, oh, what the hell, I'll teach it to eat hot dogs. So the crate now eats hot dogs. I need to see if the crate can do amazing stuff like, pilot a boat or canoe or something, because the foxes can do all that. So I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. It was good that updated, and I ended up having to update my drivers, which terrified me because the Oculus had become a very expensive doorstop for a while, and I was like, oh god, why? And it's because I didn't update my drivers. They got a new update 5 days ago, and I hadn't chosen it because I don't like to take every single update, because I just don't. I like to wait a couple updates, and Oculus was like, we're not having any of it. You get that update or we're not going to run this. So I had to go get the update. So I hope you guys are doing okay. And again, I hope it's not too timely for some of you, but it was something Loki's like, you have to teach about this. And I'm like, why? I'm not a professor that's been, schooled on teaching you about death and dying. I can just tell you, we all take it in our own way. My mother was actually, she didn't cry because she'd done all of her crying while he was alive. And I was stoic during the day, and I would cry buckets at night because I had to be strong for her. That probably wasn't the best and healthiest thing to do, but I would do it again because that was my mom's, and I had to be strong for my mom's. So, I hope that helps. But again, I hope none of you need it, because it's not a happy, fun time to go through in your life. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.